All right, here we are at Camping World in Lewisville, Texas. 10 minutes ago, it was a beautiful day. Sun was shining, beautiful September day here in North Texas. Now it's trying to rain or something, but that doesn't matter because we're going to talk about the new 2025 Coleman 17B. I'm really excited about this. You know, we're kind of the 17B people on our website. That's what we talk about. And I'm excited about this. Before we go on, I'm going to reassure you, I don't work for Camping World. I don't work for Coleman. Everything I'm going to tell you is going to be an honest to goodness, critical review. And there are some things I'm going to like. And of course, there are some things that are going to be shortcomings that, well, they deserve to be shortcomings because this is just about the least expensive RV there is on the market for this size. Okay, so they've done everything they can to try to keep the cost down. In fact, with all the upgrades they did, the cost is virtually the same as it was last year, the year before, the last several years. In fact, we bought our 17B in 2022, and this thing is pretty much listed for the same price that we paid in 2022. Okay, so anyway, let's get right on it and talk about the changes for the Coleman 17B in 2025. I'm going to be joined today by someone from Coleman of Lewisville, Texas, and that's Colby here with us. And if I have any questions or anything like that, or if I say something that's not true, he's going to correct me. Okay, does that sound fair?
That sounds fair to me.
Okay, good. Well, here we go. Let's start with the outside in the very front. The first thing you might notice is that there is connections here for solar. There's a couple of different solar connections here or systems here, and it's my understanding that you can hook up a system, which we're going to show where that goes later on, or you can hook up one of those briefcase type of systems that you can pretty much set up, plug in right here. I don't know a whole lot about that. If you do, please be sure to feel free to put comments down below. All right, well, a couple of things that are kind of neat that we're going to go with, and by the way, the 17B, the Coleman 17B, is no longer made by Dutchman. It's now made by Keystone, is that right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. And they've taken some of the stuff that goes in Keystone and put them in here that they already had, going. They had already had going on and so they could easily do that. All right. But one of the things here that they've tried to do to make life easier, for example, right here is something kind of interesting. They have these little places for you to put your hook just to store it. Why would you need that? I don't know. And that's just an extra little bonus that they put there that I think it kind of signifies how they've changed their thinking. Any way that they can find to make things a little bit better without increasing the cost too much, this is what they've done. Now, I know I sound like a commercial, but I remember, I don't work for these people. And if there's something that I don't like, I'll tell you, all right? Let's move on around. So like I said, we've got a way to hook up solar here, ready, wired in, and we've got those little things for doing it. Let me show you something over here. Come over here. I want you to take a look at the storage here like that. Look at it. Here's what I want to tell you. Look at this. It goes all the way through. It really does. And right here is where things are already prepped, wired in, if you want to put your inverter and your solar controller right here. But look at this. These kind of compartments that go all the way through are much more useful than the ones on the previous 17Bs that don't. I'm just telling you. I know for a fact they are. All right, let's move on. Another thing you might notice on the 17B here now is an upgrade. It looks like they went to our website and did all of my upgrades. For example, one of the things I did on our 17B was we put friction hinges on our door. Now there's friction hinges. Me and AZ Boomer, we put this light up here, right up here like this. They did it. It's like you guys went to my page, and decided to do that. And one of the things I always talk about on the 17B, that the first thing you got to do, get a new mattress. Let me show you something. Come on inside. All right, this is a much better mattress than that teddy bear mattress. God, that thing was terrible. Soft foam, 2 inches thick. This is like real memory foam. I could sleep on this. It's not great. It's not fantastic. I'll talk about how to get a little bit better one, and I'll talk about the fact that a regular queen size mattress will work here. It'll stick over about 6 inches or something like that, but a regular one from Amazon will work. But this is 100 times better than those teddy bear mattresses were. Okay, another thing we did on our 17B was I installed the 12 volt USB chargers on the opposite side. Look what they did over there. They've got an outlet and a USB, set up there. I complained a lot how all of the electrical outlets for the 17B were all on one side of the unit. And so if you wanted to sit over here, use this table to work on your computer, you had to run an extension cord or something across. They put an outlet over there. Should I have copyrighted everything I said that I did in the 17B? Because they've really, really taken care of it. All right, come on up in here. Here's a couple things that they have done to the new 2025 17B. This shelf here is a little bit higher. I might have bumped my head on the lower one once or twice. It really wasn't a problem, but they put it up higher and it's a little bit deeper, so you can put deeper little baskets or whatever you want up there. It still has the wall-mounted air conditioner, so if something goes wrong with it, you can go to Walmart or Amazon and get you another one for a couple hundred bucks, put it in. Whereas the ceiling-mounted ACs are a lot more complicated to work on or have fixed or replaced or whatever. Now, another thing that's weird about the new 17B that I never thought they would do was they put a wardrobe in right here. How cool is that? And that's also indicative of their change in philosophy to protect storage area. Okay, our 17B in 2022 came with one side of the cabinet here was taken up by an AM/FM radio. I complained about that a lot. I used to whine about it. I said, well, why didn't they just go ahead and put an 8-track in there or something like that? Who needs that? But they have since done away with that, and that compartment now is actually usable. So we've got this usable compartment that we didn't have before. And remember how on the old 17Bs, by old I mean 2024, 17Bs, they had the kind of compartments that you lift up here and you had to hold up there and in order to get stuff out of. And a lot of us YouTubers and 17Bers, we fixed that problem by putting those lift struts in there. We don't have that problem anymore. Thanks to Keystone, they do it like this, and there's lots of room in there. Now, if it looks roomier than even the 17B was with the lifts, because it is, this unit is 6 inches taller. Isn't that right? Yes, than the 17B of years past. It's 6 inches taller, which means you have 4 inches or more space in here for storage. You definitely have more space in here than those smaller ones were, and it's because the roof is higher. I mean, I can tell it's over my head. We're going to talk about that more later. Storage. Check this out underneath the sink. Wow, a whole bunch of under sink storage like that. Now, why are they able to do that, or how are they able to do that? Well, I'll tell you why and how. They've done away, if you recall, with that great big electric fireplace thing that was under the sink. What did they replace it with? Well, they replaced it with, right down here on the bottom, you can't hardly tell, but a little bitty propane furnace. All right? Well, that's kind of cool. We can have heat if you go camping in late fall or early spring. You can wake up in the morning and turn the heater on. That's kind of fun, to be quite honest, to do that sort of thing. And I like doing it with that electric fireplace that they had here, but gosh, it took up so much room for such a little bitty space. All right, you might notice how the electrical outlets look kind of funny. They're set up to go right to the inverter and do all that kind of stuff if you do that kind of thing. The dinette here has been modified a little bit. It's not as high as it was. It's not. Also, you have better access to the bunks there because of it. This of course, comes up and makes your table. These things all fold down and can make a fairly decent bed. If you've got a child or two and you want, or somebody else that wants to sleep here, say, you can certainly turn this. It turns into a kind of a decent bed, to be quite honest. And so I've, people kind of turn their noses up at this, but it actually works out pretty well. I advise you, though, if you're going to be using this for a bed, go ahead and get you some type of foam top for it, like even if it's one of those egg crates or some type of memory foam, small memory foam or something like that, because these things, you tend to feel the gaps when you sleep on these things. So if you can put some type of mattress on top of it, if you're going to be using it, then that's a good thing to do. All right. Let's see what else. Oh yeah, they've done so much that I'm sure I'm leaving something else. I had a clipboard of some of the things. Can you think of something else?
There's storage under there. There was storage under there.
Yeah, there was storage under there, but it just feels roomier because of the height. The doors no longer have those lift up type of doors. Everything worked.
The shower tower.
Oh yes, and I was going to talk about that. Let's all go to the bathroom.
Edit.
All right. There's two cool things about the bathroom. The first one is it's taller with the regular 17B. If I was, someone 6'2" or taller can't fit in here. I'm a little over 6 foot and I can stand up in the shower. Whereas before, even with my head in here, I had to take a shower like this with my knees bent, things like that. But what else is cool about the shower? Show right there. Yes, we no longer have a propane hot water heater. We have on-demand hot water.
Ooh.
How cool is that? Or how hot is that, actually? But that's what we have now. So this has changed everything as far, to me, as far as the, I don't know what you want to call it. I don't want to call the 17B elegant, but they've elevated it in style a little bit. Oh yeah, you've got a storage area here. You've got this opens better and doesn't bang the doorknobs and stuff like the other one did. This is just designed a little bit better. Microwave, all the regular stuff. The cabinets. Yeah, the cabinets are made out of better materials than on the previous 17B. The
hardware's different.
Yeah, they've gone with this black type stuff here, which is kind of nice. The whole color scheme of the 17B now is a black and white instead of that weird brown and white or brown and off-white kind of thing that it was. It's a black and white color scheme, which is nice. I'm not real concerned about that kind of aesthetic changes, but it's very nice. Nice looking floor, nice looking everything. I really like the 17B, and as I said before, they've made all these changes. They've fixed things that I wanted them to fix. A bunch of stuff, made it taller. Goodness gracious, that was significant. And they haven't changed the price at all. I've seen these things advertised. I've looked around on the internet, little under $16,000, and that's what I say a little. It's like $15,999 in places, but a little under $16,000, and that's exactly what we paid for ours in 2022, right? In 2022, and so that's the 17B. All right, now remember, this is an RV that people really concentrated on making as inexpensive as possible to make it an entry-level RV. And I think they've done a good job of that. But when that is part of the focus, then there are going to be things that are going to be left out that you're going to wish you had, of course. There are a lot of things, but that's part of the fun about the 17B. You get to personalize it or do upgrades and things like that that I don't know, you just wouldn't do on a Airstream or something. But if I were doing upgrades to this, I would put one of those a curtain across. Do that thing we did with the curtain across, the room divider curtain. Of course, one of the first things I would get would be a shower water saver head. Okay, those don't cost a lot and they make a big difference. You don't fill up your tank near as quickly. I would get the front leveling jacks. Okay, I would have to do that. I mean, that'd be one of the first things I'd do. And what would be the first thing you would buy, Jenny?
Spare tire.
That's right. She told me when we got ours, she says, well, I'm really hip. I want to go camping, but I'm not going anywhere until we get a spare tire. None of these things hardly anywhere come with spare tires anymore. And so there's all these things that you can do. There's a bunch of things that you're going to want to do to the RV, but you're just starting off with a little bit better product, okay? And so with that, we're gonna call this a day on the 17B. And remember, you can call here and talk to Kobe or someone like that, and see what kind of deal you can make on the Coleman 17B. What would you like to add?
The Coleman 17B is now prepped for a backup camera. I don't believe the previous year's was.
Ours was. Ours came with it wired for that. Yeah, it was. That's true. That's a good point. It's coming with a lot of the same good things. A lot of the good things they had before they kept. I'm excited about this for you guys that are looking into buying a 17B. Naturally, like I said, there are things that would make this a better RV. I mean, if it had 2 axles instead of 1, if it had this instead of that, and that kind of thing. But you would quickly turn this into a $25,000 RV or more. Okay, if you started putting everything, on it. And so the manufacturer has tried their best to make it an entry-level, rather inexpensive RV. And with that, I'm going to say, hey, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. And if you have any questions, comments, or anything like that, be sure to put the comments in. We love comments. Hey, call the Camping World in Louisville and talk to Colby here. He'd be happy to talk to you about it. He's a fan of the 17B. We're gonna talk about the 17R in another video, and so with that, we're gonna leave you with the 17B. Okay, now that we're away from Camping World, I want to give you my tips on how to buy a camper, all right? Number one, first off, number one, negotiate. You can negotiate down, you can get a better price, all right? People don't realize you don't have to come in and buy it with a sticker price. All right, number two, look at the buyer contract or purchase contract, okay? It'll have a whole bunch, just like buying a car. It's going to have a whole bunch of stuff on there that you may or may not need. Like buying a car, they'll add on that undercarriage spray or stuff like that, and charge you for it unless you tell them not to. And the same thing is true with buying an RV. There's going to be a whole bunch of things on there, and they're gonna say the PMT road prep, or they'll say the 47.3 shakedown, or they'll want to sell you a membership in the Good Sam Club and a subscription to their magazine, or they're going to want to sell you a road towing service or something like that, an RV road repair or something. And if you have AAA, you probably already have that. All right. So there's going to be lots of things on there. Make them tell you what each thing is, and then decide whether or not it's something you need. All right. Are they going to run the price up another $2,000 or $3,000? They really will. But car dealers do the exact same thing. So look at the contract. They're going to, no matter where you go, not just Camping World, no matter where you go, you say, well, I'm going through my credit union. They go, which one? We can do that. And they'll fill out a form. They already have them. They'll send it to credit union. Credit union will approve it, and they'll approve a whole bunch of stuff on there you didn't order on the assumption that you did order it. So look real carefully at that purchase contract. Okay. The other thing is, when it comes to negotiating, they will give you stuff. Okay. With the old 17Bs, I used to tell them that, if you go in there and say, I'll take that 17B right there, but you got to give me a new mattress. They sell mattresses there that are pretty good. That mattress costs them maybe $80, but they sell it for $300, and they're more than happy to give you, an $80 mattress for the sale. If the RV you're buying doesn't come with a television, ask for a television. You can ask for a spare tire and make it out like it's a really safety feature that you really need, and they're not going to get it for you. That's too much of a hassle. So what you do, you just say, well, if you're not going to do it, then I'm going to have to go do it myself, knock $500 off the price of the RV, since I'm going to be hunting around and getting an RV and buying a rim and a bunch of stuff like that. You can knock $500 off because you want a spare tire. A spare tire is reasonable, but they're not going to get it for you. So get $500 knocked off. So like I said, and if you call the Colby at Camping World, I already know there are some things he can give you that and don't tell the management, you know. And that's true for all these places. There are things that you know, if a salesman's going to make several $1,000s off of selling you that RV, there's stuff he can throw in, okay? Rooftop vent covers are $60 or something like that. Say, I'd like that thrown in, and he probably will do it because it's not cutting too much into his profit. A TV won't cut too much into his profit. And you talk to Colby, but you can talk to any of them, all right? But Colby already said, look, don't be sure to tell your viewers not to tell management that I'm throwing in stuff like this, but I will. All right. And so there's the deal. And there are deals like that all around. So yeah, look at the contract, make a deal for some free stuff, make a deal to get $500 knocked off because of, you know, no spare tire. The spare tire is not that expensive, but it is a hassle. Yeah, I recommend going to, Discount Tire. They'll do everything. They'll sell you the tire, the rim, and probably even the mounting hardware. Although I bought the mounting hardware for my bumper off of Amazon, and I bought the rim somewhere else, and I got it all put together. And I did it for about, I don't know, $150 or something like that, for less than $200. If you go to Discount Tires, even though they will offer you a good deal for tire, rim, and they're going to have to order it, for tire, rim, and mounting bracket, they're going to charge you $350 because they're going to also make money off of the labor. So, you know, you can do it yourself, do it for less than $200, or you can. Either way, it's a hassle. And either way, hey, get the dealer to knock $500 off for your off the price. Okay, so there you go. There's your tips for buying RVs and your critical review of the 17B and or the 17R, depending on which video you're watching when you see this. All right, so hey, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to like, and hey, don't forget to comment. We love your comments, we really do. All right, see you down the road.